Tuesdays for this Tuesday, July 20th, 2021. I am your host, Russ Williams. I'm so glad you could be here today. Ladies and gentlemen, I know I'm quite aware you could have been anywhere in this world today. I know you could have been anywhere in this world today, but you decided to be here with me, and I appreciate that. And more importantly, I appreciate you. So welcome to Transition Tuesdays, ladies and gentlemen, on this balmy hot day here in New York City, in Queens, New York. Glad everybody could be here today. We have an action-packed show as usual. I got a special guest on the line. He's going to join us shortly. But before we do that and bring that guest on, I just like to state my intentions for the show. And my intentions are always to give you the opportunity to laugh, smile, think, and engage in honest conversations about your life's transition. So that's what we do here on Transition Tuesdays. And speaking of honest conversation, I have on the line my special guest. Special guest, are you there, sir?
Yes, I am.
All right, special guest is here. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to read this bio of my special guest. We'll get a chance to know him, and we're going to have some fun today. So my special guest is the private jeweler to the stars. He deals with a lot of stars, and he deals with the common folk like us as well. You know, he deals with them all, so he has a lot of clients out there. He is the owner of David G. Diamonds, which specializes in engagement rings, personalized wedding bands, custom-made fine jewelry, and so much more. We're going to talk about that. He has been in the jewelry business well over 3 decades. That's a long time, so you know he must be good. You know he must have a lot of clients. And I know this guy here that I'm bringing on today, he is the master of the storyteller. This guy can tell you a story. He's gonna share stories with us. We're gonna spill the tea. We're gonna do a lot of fun things here today. So, ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, please help me welcome Mr. David Guzman to Transition Tuesdays. David, let me give you the claps. Hold on one second, sir. Ha ha! Welcome, David. Welcome, 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 sir.
Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome. You are quite welcome. Absolutely. I'm so thrilled and excited to steal some time, with you and hanging out with you here today. And we got Karen joining us. What's going on, Karen? Karen is checking in. Welcome to Transition Tuesdays, Karen. Appreciate you coming on. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun. Now, David, I'm not sure if you're aware of my show, but when I have guests on, I like to play music for my guests. And David, today I'm gonna play 2 songs for you. This first song I'm going to play for you. I want to see if you recognize the artist. Maybe you've heard the song before, maybe once or twice, but I'm going to play it for you, and then you tell me what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear this particular song, okay? So just let me know you're going to hear it. I'm going to play it for you right now, okay? Hang tight.
All right.
All right.
Good.
Here we go. Can you hear it so far?
Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, wow, you knew it already before she even started singing? Look at this guy. Now, do you know the name of the song there, David?
Something for Tonight.
Ooh. Yes, Waiting for Tonight.
It's funny that you play that song.
Uh-huh. Why is that funny?
I was at Linda Lopez, her sister's birthday. She turned 50.
Really?
So I got invited from a good friend that's a client, but we became friends, Audrey Fuentes, Tito Fuentes' daughter.
Wow.
So, like 3 weeks ago was Linda Lopez's birthday, and it was amazing to meet her.
Wow.
And I met Jennifer Lopez's mom, which is Linda's mother as well.
She looks like, I've seen some pictures of her. She looks like the sister, the mom.
Amazing. A beautiful, beautiful family, very kind. It's the first time I met them, and they welcomed me, and then my friend Audrey was like, oh, he's a jeweler. I'm like, you don't have to tell them that. We're at a party, so I want to be like promoted when I go to a party, but it was nice meeting them. Beautiful family. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, did they play that song Waiting for Tonight? Did you hear that?
No. Like any Jennifer song.
There you go. But it's cool that you were able to identify that song. That's cool. Now, I got another one. I got a tougher one for you coming up. Now, this song, I'm going to play for you here, David. I just visualize you maybe listening to this song. You probably heard it maybe once or twice. I can just see you like dancing around in the room with this song. Let me just play this for you. See if you can recognize this hot number here. Hold on one second. I'm gonna play this here for you. Now it's an oldie but goodie, but here we go.
Donna Summers.
Almost in that same vein, but I'm gonna let it play for more. Hold on. Let it play a little bit more. Hold on.
Okay. You make me feel Sylvester.
Oh, look at you! Oh, hey, Dave. First of all,
Before my time,
yeah, I was gonna say first.
I was a little kid, but
Yeah,
I had brothers and sisters,
right.
that were into that disco era.
I was gonna say, Dave. Now you're a young guy. You're a young man. Now, what you know about Sylvester? You make me feel mighty real. What you know about that, man?
I actually don't. I remember my brother in the 70s getting dressed up. We were born in the Upper East Side, and he would literally start ironing his clothes, and I was like, "Ooh, I want to do that when I grow up." And my sisters, they're all getting doll up from the disco ages. At that time, I was like 8 or 9 years old.
Right.
And I see my siblings like enjoying that beautiful era.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. We got, looks like Sharif joining us here. And Sharif is giving us a quote. I'm gonna read it to you, David. Now, Sharif says, "The hustle brings the dollar, the experience brings the knowledge, the persistence brings success." That was by Ross Simons. It says that here. Hey, appreciate that, Sharif. Good hearing. I like that little phrase there. All right, we'll move on with that. Cool. Hey, so David, man, and I'll be remiss if I ask you, like I asked my guests, when we get started, how have you and your family coped with this, these pandemics that we have in our society? We got COVID as a pandemic, but we also have social injustice like to black and brown people in this country. So how are you and your family coping with these pandemics?
It's, to be honest with you, like last year was very hard.
Yeah.
I have family in Trinidad, so to be with you, we talk to each other, but not to see and feel them. I have my niece here from Ohio, and because of this pandemic, I haven't seen her for 2.5 years.
Wow! So she's there with you now?
Yeah, she's here. Her name is Rose. My nephew, of course, is Puerto Rican, and her mom is from Japan. It's a beautiful mixture. I love her to death. She just graduated college.
Wow!
Very proud of her. She's an artist.
Oh, nice! And she's right there. Hey, Rose, you there?
Hi.
Hey, what's up, Rose? Hey, I'm glad you can make it with your uncle there. Hey, Rose, what college did you graduate from?
Youngstown State University in Ohio.
Good for you. Hey, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Man, we're going to be coming back to you, Rose, so hang tight. I'm going to get your story too as well. Cool. All right. So we got Rose. We got a recent graduate. We got a young person. Okay, nice. All right. So you were talking about that with the COVID. And what about social justice for like black and brown people? How has it been for you there, David?
It's been tough, to be honest with you. To be honest with you, like seeing. Okay, my store is off of Madison Avenue, and if you see the people, I I pray to God. I don't know these people, but see the amount of people on Madison Avenue,
right,
in boxes, like sleeping, and they're all black, brown, and Hispanic. I don't know why my heart. Like, I get so sad to see that because no human being should be going through being homeless. We're in America.
Right.
This shouldn't be happening here. I'm sorry.
Definitely.
I had my shop there over 18 years, and this is the first time that I've seen so many laying in the streets. I don't even like to talk about it because I get
it's depressing.
It's depressing. It's not happening.
And it's be it COVID or not, that's a depressing scene that we have, like homelessness and people going hungry as well, and and COVID definitely doesn't help matters as well. So for you, David,
my friend said that she, oh, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
My
go ahead, please
friend,
do.
she told me that she see people shooting up in the street. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, sure it was not like,
Yep.
you know, diabetes or taking insulin, and she's like, no, they were shooting up.
Yeah.
It's Madison Avenue.
Yep.
It's super sad.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And
Yeah.
David, did COVID affect your business in any way?
It did in the very beginning,
Okay.
you know, the first 6 months.
Mhm.
And then I had a lot of my clients, which I call them celebrities because to me they're famous because they keep me in business.
Mhm.
I don't like to talk so much of the celebrities that I know
Mhm.
because I'd rather talk to them and say, is it okay to use your name? Because I mean, I could use Demi Moore back in the 90s.
Mhm.
You know, she the movie and she autographed a picture and she actually told me, she's like, David, please don't put my picture up. You know, well, this is now over 20 years ago, so I can mention it.
Right.
Like, please do not put my picture up. You know, I want this to be private.
Mhm.
Don't use my to try and sell your jewelry. So I respected that.
Okay.
You know,
Mhm.
so.
Mhm. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So you had.
I don't even know where I put that picture now.
You got to find that picture. It could be worth something. But Demi Moore is a big time star. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
She definitely is. Hey, have you had any other famous clients that you work with over the years? I know Demi Moore's. That's pretty big too.
I work with well, not directly Usher, but I work with Lisa Cambridge, which is one of she's a promoter.
Okay.
Well, with LaFace Records, and she invited me. I felt honored on one of his birthdays. Was celebrated at Tavern on the Green.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was amazing. And
Oh.
he was so nice. Like, he's like, oh, you got to meet my mom. You got to meet my brother. You know, I mean, the reason he was so kind because of Lisa. You know, oh no, I know David for years. You know, but even though we met briefly, he was an awesome, awesome guy.
He left an impression on you.
Yeah, I was like, I thought he was gonna be snobby or whatever. He was really nice.
Can you share with us, like, do you have any funny client stories that you might have? I mean, it could be funny, you know, what have you. But do you have any like a funny story about a famous client you dealt with?
I'm not gonna mention the name.
Okay, there you go. That person will be remain nameless. Okay, remain nameless.
Yeah. But I'm laughing. Well, actually, it's not funny.
Okay.
It's weird. It's kind of funny, but not.
Okay.
So I had a client, and you know, he was buying his girlfriend, which became his wife.
Okay.
And he was buying jewelry for her, and then a couple of years later, she started buying jewelry, which I thought was for herself.
Okay.
You know, and you know, like women's diamond bracelet, diamond earrings, and I was finding it. Oh my God! I almost slipped his name.
That's okay. I'm gonna guess it soon. Continue. I'm gonna guess it.
But he was devastated because I told her, like, why isn't he buying the jewelry for you? And then she broke down to me and said she was buying it for her girlfriend. Yeah, they had a kid together. He came to my shop and he was crying, devastated. And he told me, he's like, "Can you believe what she did to me?" And it was really sad. It was, but what I found funny about it is that she was lying to me, and I was like, "Oh my God, this girl is crazy!" Like, she's buying jewelry for her girlfriend, and she expects me not to tell him.
Oh, wow. Now, David, I'm gonna see if I can guess. Now, people are gonna remain nameless, right? But was this person? You can give me a couple of clues. I think I can guess it.
No clues, because it'll be
no clues.
No, I can't. I'm sorry.
All right, all right. Oh, okay. One thing, David, was this person a athlete? Was this person a in the music business?
In the music business.
In the music business. Oh,
and she tried to be in the music business, but she wasn't successful.
she tried to be in the music business but wasn't successful. Okay.
Don't try and guess it because
Yeah.
I don't want
Yeah.
people after me.
That's okay. Yep.
I actually still deal with him, not her.
Okay. Oh, I have no clue right now, David. So we'll move on.
No,
Okay.
no, I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. No, I thought I was gonna pull it from you, but nah. See, you're good, David. See, you're good. You're good with the clients. I like that.
You know what? I respect my clients.
Yes.
I really do. You know, when they tell me, hey, don't mention me or whatever, I respect them because they want their private.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's important. Yeah. So, David, talk to us about David G. Diamonds. How long has the company been how long has the company existed? Where you're located. You have a small staff, large staff. So, tell us a little about the company.
Well, I have a business partner, Christina. She's very good. She's very helpful.
Okay.
Located in 18 East 48th Street off of Madison Avenue.
Oh, cool.
I'm on the 16th floor.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have a shop on the Diamond District. Between 5th and 6th on 47, but I had quite a few clients. 18 years ago, they're like, David, you know what? You don't belong on this block. You need to become a private jeweler. Because one of the reasons I started this business is because I worked for somebody. I was an accountant in Florida. I don't want to make up a story.
Okay.
But, my mom got sick. I moved to New York for her because I used to do accounting in Florida. And she got sick. She ended up on dialysis. So then I said, I'll stay in New York for a couple of months.
Okay.
And she ended up being on dialysis for 3 days a week. So I need to stay in New York and be near my. So I was working for this guy part-time.
Okay.
Oh my God, if I tell you, since he knew I didn't know much about the business, he was lying to me about the color, the clarity of the diamonds. He would tell me, like, this is an amazing stone, and, so I would tell the client that. So they believed me. So after a couple of months, people were coming back. Hey, I got this appraised. This is not what you told me. I'm like, well, this is what my boss told me.
Right.
And I would see women crying, upset, like, I can't believe this is how I'm starting my engagement, with a lie. And I'm like, I am so sorry.
Right.
So long story short, I met this girl at a party. I was recently new to New York, coming back, and she's like, oh, what do you do? And I'm like, right now I'm just selling jewelry, and I hate it. And I was like, I can't wait to go back to Florida. Like, my brother owns a jewelry store in the Diamond District. I'm like, is he shady? He's like, no. No, he'll like sell exactly what he's selling, color, clarity. I'm like, are you sure? So I had a meeting with him, and thank God I met him. His name is Jerry. He passed away, but I was fortunate enough to work with him for 11 years.
Wow.
And before he passed away, he actually said, David, my children are not interested in this business. Do you mind if I pass it over to you? And I was like, what?
Wow.
Yeah, and that's how I started David G. Diamond.
Man.
Which is over 18 years ago. And
wow.
It used to be called J.R. Diamonds. I didn't want to call it David G. But when he passed away, like, his children were like, hey, can you change the name? Because I actually still talk to them.
Really? Okay. That's great.
Yeah, he died years ago. And we're still friends. And they're like, can you change the name? Because we don't want to, like, end up calling you and hearing my dad's name. I'm like, it's an honor to keep his name going. And anyway, long story short, I ended up calling it David G. Just because, like, because I kept the same telephone number.
Mm-hmm.
So when people would call and I said David G, they would not be like confused.
Mm.
I'm like, do you hear the change of the name? They're like, no, David, I was just calling for you. So they actually did. It used to be JR Diamonds. And then when I changed David G, they were like, oh, we didn't even notice. We heard your voice. Then
right.
We're like, we got the right number.
There you go. Man, that's a cool story. And he thought so much of you
to be honest with you,
mm-hmm.
I'm not a super churchgoer or whatever, but I feel very fortunate.
Definitely, yeah.
And they treat me. That's why I call them my celebrities, because they're amazing people.
Yeah.
They really care about me. They send me their brother, their sister, their moms, their dads, their cousins. I'm just word of mouth. I don't advertise.
Wow. Okay, man.
I wish the best for people. Even if you come to me, I love to educate them. In case they don't buy from me and they go somewhere else, at least they have a little knowledge.
Yeah.
Not to get screwed by another.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's that brings me to the next question I have for you is that, it seems like in your industry, you're known for that personal touch. And I think that's the reason why your customers keep coming back. And I guess the referrals, word of mouth. So, explain to me, why personal touch? Because I can see it I can hear it in your voice. And I know your customers have to, come to you early and often because of your personal touch. So explain to me, David, why personal touch is important in your line of business than what you do as a jeweler. Because it's all about the respect and it's all about the honesty of the person that keeps you coming back, especially in the jewelry business. So talk to me a little about your personal touch.
My personal touch is, like I told you earlier, when I saw, it's not only one woman. When I told you that, a person came back from getting their jewelry appraised, she was crying. She's like, oh my God, this is how I'm starting my engagement with a lot of what I'm wearing. That touched me because I saw her crying. And I mean, like you thought you were getting this amazing diamond. Right. Which the person that I first worked for lied to me about the quality. And I said, you know what? I'm going to change this. I can't change everybody that buys a diamond or ruby or sapphire or whatever piece of jewelry. But I'm going to take my clients that if they do not buy from me, at least they'll have a little knowledge of, like, for instance, let me give you an example. Okay. Like sometimes when I sell a diamond, I show people a white piece of paper. And then I put the diamond on top of it. Okay. Now, if it's slightly yellow, it would show on that plain piece of white paper. Okay, so that's the process that you walk them through that process, correct? Right. Okay. I walk them through that. Okay. And then I'm like, and if they see yellow, they tell them that it's an F color. I'm like, run. Right there, you know that they're lying to you. Really? Yeah. So I've had quite a few people over the years. They come back, they're like, oh my God, David, I'm glad you taught me about that white paper, because I told them to put it on a white paper and I saw that stone was obvious yellow. And I said, what color did they tell you? They told me it was an E color, which is like second to best color. It starts at, and they were like, oh my God, when I saw the yellow, I knew he was lying. And I'm like, and they came back to me and they're like, thank you, because he sounded genuine when he was selling, but because I saw the slight tints of yellow in it, I know he was lying, because you told me that D, E, F, G color doesn't have a slight tint of yellow. So that's why I spend sometimes 2 to 3 hours with the guys to actually like put it through their brains. Like, listen, if it's too good to be true with the price, like, think about it. Yeah, definitely. Hey, David, I was just thinking, because I saw it recently. I saw Shaquille O'Neal. He was in a jewelry store, and I know it was a guy in there looking at an engagement ring, and Shaq noticed that, and
Shaq put that he paid for that ring from the guy, which I thought was phenomenal. But do you have some like any stories like people coming into your store, maybe any like engagements, like they're at your store, maybe somebody might have been proposed to, any stories like that? You as a jeweler, dealing with with these engagement rings, any stories like that, something like that at all?
I have a client that they flew in from Chicago.
Okay.
You know, I actually don't even know what he does for business, but I know he's very high end. And I was shocked. I had like 10 or 12 diamonds to show him.
Okay.
And the first diamond I show him was the most expensive one because I want show him like different qualities. And it was like 30 grand. And in less than 10 minutes, he's like, "That's the one."
Wow.
And I was like, "I have like 8 or 9 more diamonds to show you." He was like, "No." He was like, "No, that's the one." And he brought her in with her. So
wow.
I saw him the other diamonds. He was like, "That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it." He's like, "This is the one I like. How much is that?" And that was a few years ago. So I'm thinking like 30 grand, something like that.
Right.
And he said, "Honey, do you love it?" And she said, "Yes." And he goes, "You marry me?" And she said, "Yes."
Wow, right there, huh?
That sale, that was like, I mean, that's not one of the most expensive rings I sold, but I mean, 30 grand in 10 minutes.
That's a good hustle, man. That's better than being on Jeopardy or something.
To be honest with you, they're a beautiful family. They have two kids now, and every time that she has new pictures of the kids, she sends it to me. He's bought her anniversary ring, diamond studs. They're beautiful, beautiful. I wish I could send you the picture. They're such a beautiful couple.
Wow, that's
beautiful couple.
Man, I could imagine. Man, that's a great story with that. Yeah, so I can imagine. You have a lot of these moments. Because again, with engagement rings and everything, it's all about the memories of it in the moment. So yeah, you are sharing in with the moments of that particular person. Nah, that's pretty cool.
Beautiful, because I could put her in the category because she has beautiful long hair. She's like Beyonce looking type woman, and kind of he's very like an Obama looking.
Okay.
If I'm gonna put celebrity,
okay.
Them, it's like oh my God, it's beautiful. I'll show you a picture when we get off this.
No problem, no problem. So you're saying so this wasn't Jay-Z who was giving this to Beyonce when he proposed to her. Okay,
no.
Gotcha. All right. I get you.
But they're a power couple.
Okay, they're a power couple. Oh, there you go. See, I'm trying to get it out of David, but David's the professional. He's not gonna allow me to do that.
So you know what? If I had enough time to talk to these people and mention their names,
yeah.
I would.
No, I understand.
It's like a doctor.
Yep.
I will not reveal until
right.
I get them to say, "Hey, David, it's cool."
Yep. Yep. The privacy. Yep. I see that the privacy issue. Yeah.
I'm very private with them. They respect me. I respect them. And again, I'm very fortunate to have amazing people in my life because.
Yep.
And I've been to like a lot of these weddings. And what I tell, please do not introduce me as your jeweler. No, because I get these drunk people at weddings like, "Can I have your card?" I'm like, "No," because you're not going to call me.
Right.
You're in the moment of drinking.
Yep. Yeah, that's.
Get my card. I used to get excited in the beginning. And then it was rare that I got a call from any of those people.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm like, just don't introduce me.
Just as the friend. Yep, as your friend, I guess,
Just as a friend.
Absolutely, yep.
If I'm there as your friend, not your jeweler.
Absolutely, yep. And speaking of friends, we got my guy, Chris B. Williams, the voice of the Jaspers, men and women. the host of the Pick and Pop podcast. What's up, Smooth? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays, my friend. Always a pleasure to see you, brother. So, David, now it seems to me, now I never hung out with you, David, but it seems to me that I think you could be the life of the party. I just got a feeling you could be the life of the party when you go out. So explain to me, David, if you could, everybody out there, because I know there has to be a David Guzman experience. So talk to me about when you're hanging out in a party. How is it to hang out with a person like yourself? Because I can just see, I can just visualize it right now, David. You being the life of the party, you doing the Macarena or all type of stuff. I don't know, the conga. I can just see you leading that. But talk to me about the day. It has to be the David Guzman experience. So talk to me a little bit about that, man.
I can't believe I'm going to tell you this story.
What you got? Is this an exclusive on Transition Tuesdays? What you got?
So one of my friends, her daughter, their school had a fundraising.
Okay.
And so it was like a big party. They're, raising money for the school.
Mm-hmm.
And they started playing this music. I had a few drinks, and I ended up on a speaker, like a giant speaker.
Were you dancing on a speaker?
And moving around like if I was a stripper. I didn't strip.
Right.
Can you believe 5 of the teachers came 2 weeks to my shop, and they're like, I gotta meet David. I need some jewelry.
See? There you go.
But when they met me at my office, I was in a suit with a tie, and they're like, oh, this is not the David I met that night. They're like, you don't seem to be like that same David. I'm like, that David stays out at night.
That's right, yep.
He does not come to my shop.
See, that was the David experience I talked about. I just had a feeling. Okay. Oh, man. That is cool.
I'm at work. I'm such a different person.
Right.
I'm very low-key.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's business. I love to educate my clients.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because now they have these diamonds that are lab grown.
Really?
I had a client, you know what? I'm glad I'm bringing this up.
Okay. What you got?
So I had a client about a month and a half ago.
Uh-huh.
And they were selling them a very high color and clarity.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like for $2,000. And I told them, I said, listen, they're lying to you. I said, either lab grown or they're actually lying to you about the quality you're getting.
Okay.
And she's like, oh, yeah, he told me it was lab grown. I'm like, run. Now, lab grown stones, the thing is that if you try to upgrade, you're lucky if you. Okay, let me just put a dollar value. If you spend $5,000, you're lucky if you get 1,000 back.
Wow, really, with the lab ones?
Yeah, so it's just better to get a natural diamond or any color stone, just natural with its natural imperfections, than getting something that's been enhanced.
Yeah.
Because, I've been in this 31 years.
Yeah.
And from my experience, every 5 to 10 to everyone's different. 10, 15, 20 years, people want to upgrade.
Definitely.
So you want to buy something that you can at least get most of your money back.
Right.
Unless you're not going to upgrade, then go buy yourself a lab grown, and it's kind of, to me, it's kind of fancy cubic zirconia.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, David, man, question for you, because I always thought about this. Like, when people come in to see you, like mostly men, when they come in to see you, is it a rule of thumb? Because you hear stories throughout the years. I remember when I did my, when I got married, I got an engagement ring, and I was always told that, hey, look, you should get an engagement ring. It should be at least 1 month's salary or 2 months' salary. Is there a rule of thumb when guys coming in to you and they're asking you questions like that? Is there such a thing like that? Like how you should pick out your engagement ring?
I think it's 2.5 months of your salary.
2.5 months of your salary. Okay.
But to be honest with you, like when people come with that idea, I tell them first, if I don't meet their fiance to be, I say describe her to me.
Okay.
Because like sometimes people have 30,000, sometimes people have 4,000. Everyone's different, so you can't that 2.5 month thing to me is bogus.
Yeah.
Because I mean, look at who you're about to marry. Look at their hand. You know, a lot of times women like shut up. I'm like, but I mean, if they have small fingers and you're gonna get a big rock, honestly, it looks like you're trying too much.
There you go. That's a nice tip for the guys listening out there. Okay. Yep.
A lot of women say, "Oh, thank you," because if you would have gotten bigger, it would look ridiculous.
Yep.
But then you have women that the bigger the better. You know, which if it doesn't look good on your hand, you know those whistle things from the 70s that you used to blow in those rings? I'm going old school.
Yep.
Oh no, I'm older than you.
Just a tad. But you're a young man. Continue, David.
Yeah, so everyone's different. I don't go by any rules. I'm like, you got to know who you're buying for. Some women are very simple. They don't want diamonds on the side. They just want a plain ring. Some women want it's all over the place, which I'm not a fan, because then you're hiding the center pin, which is the most important part.
Yeah, gotcha. Wow, yeah. I've always, always wanted that to know that answer though. So I'm glad you're telling me. And I'm sure there's a lot of, our audience members, there's a lot of people who's probably gonna be getting married and always wondered about that question too. And David, during this COVID, I bet you're probably gonna be a lot more marriages, coming up, because people are now gonna get married. Yeah, so yep, so it's gonna have to be a lot more engagement rings to be made. And we know our guy David can take care of everybody's needs on that. Oh man, that's cool. Hey, so Dave, I got two more questions for you before I let you out here. So, what I want to do with you, David, is now I want to play the game of word association. Are you familiar with that? In which, if I say a word, I want you to say the first thing that comes to your mind.
I've never played it, but I'll try.
All right, let's do it. All right, we'll play it together. Okay, cool. So, this first word I have for you, the word diamonds. What do you think? What's the first word you think about when you hear the word diamonds?
Happiness.
Oh, nice. Okay, there we go. How about?
The reason I say happiness is doing this for many years. If you see, I can't even explain to you how I see. So that's why I love my business. I see these women, how they look at their ring and they stare at the ring and they're so happy. And, they're like in a cloud.
Yep.
And they tell me, oh, I stare this all. I mean, it's only lasts like the first 6-7 months. But they come to me, oh, clean my ring. Oh, you don't know how many compliments I get.
Yep.
And the reason I say happiness because it brings joy to these women, and I love that.
Yeah.
Because they love this. They love their partner that they're with. And some of them, when it's upgrade, they don't even want. And they're like, honey, you could upgrade, but I'm keeping this one.
Wow.
They're like, no, upgrade means you turn that one in, and I get you a new one.
Yeah.
And they're like, but this is the first ring you gave me. I'm not giving this up.
Not giving that up. Oh, and you're responsible for that, man. That's cool. Cool. All right.
I'm not responsible.
Well, you're responsible for the happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
When that trading comes along, some women, they're like, no, I'll keep this and I'll give it to one of my children. And you bigger diamond.
There you go. Cool.
Yeah.
What about the word memories? What do you think about first word that comes to mind? Memories. Collage?
Yeah, because I have, if you ever come to my office, which I would love for you to visit, because I have a chair.
Okay.
And we can like a glass of wine or beer or whatever.
Oh, sounds good to me.
Yeah, so memories, I have a collage. Well, not one. I have 3 collages in my office. Each of them have at least 200 pictures.
Wow.
Of people that send their wedding pictures. They send pictures of their firstborn, of their secondborn. The third one, not so much.
Okay.
I think like they're over. They're like, okay.
Yep.
I'm And I have the beautiful memories of these people that become my friends.
Mm-hmm.
They become kind of like family. Sometimes they even tell me their problems. I'm like, okay, I'm not a therapist, but I love you guys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the memories that I have on the wall in my office of all these pictures of the kids and of the weddings. I actually have kids that are newborns,
Mm-hmm.
and now they're like 25, 26-year-olds. And for Christmas, they send me the family portrait,
Mm.
and I keep them next to each other, as a newborn up to what they look like now.
Right.
And a lot of my clients send me that, and that's memories to me because even when it's slow in my office, I love to stare at the collage that I made of.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Yeah.
And actually, this past Thursday, I had a couple that are 26 years married
Mm-hmm.
and have their wedding picture. I have their kids when they were very small on a beach.
Okay.
It was a Christmas card that got sent, and I put it in the collage.
Wow.
And now two of them graduated from college, and one just graduated from high school.
Oh, that's cool. Wow. So those memories.
I have a picture of those three, and I have a picture of those three kids.
In that collage. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Last one.
Yeah.
Last one for you, David. Family. And before you answer that, David, Rose, you still there? Is Rose there? Rose?
Oh, Rose, my niece.
Yeah, Rose. Yes, that Rose. Rose is there?
Yes, I am.
Hey, Rose, let's play this game with you before I ask Dave the last question. So, when you hear the word family, what do you think of?
Family?
Yeah.
I think of my family. I think of my grandma, my uncle that I'm here with. I think of all the relatives that aren't even in the U.S.
Wow. That's cool. Hey, Dave, you see how she did that so smooth? The recent college graduate, she was able to step right in and just answer that question like that, right? See that?
Yeah.
Good job on that, Rose. What about you, David? Family. First thing you think of?
Family, the first thing I think of is love. The love that we have for each other, the respect that we have for each other.
Mm-hmm.
The love is amazing. Even though, like I told you, my family that's in Trinidad, my family Florida, we call each other even though we can't be with each other every day.
Right.
I haven't seen her, Rose, for 2.5 years.
Wow.
We talk.
Right.
But, to be like next to each other, it's a God blessing.
That's great. That's love. Oh, no, I get it. I get it. And last question for you, David. I'll have you out on this one. Let's say if you were not the jeweler to the stars in which you are. So let's say if you wasn't, but if what would you think you'd be doing if you weren't a jeweler?
Well, if my mother didn't get sick, I would probably have not been in New York.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been doing accounting, accounts receivable and payable, and some auditing.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
It was a blessing coming here because I never in my life thought I would own a jewelry store. That wasn't in my cards. I continued school, and getting my degree in accounting.
Mm-hmm.
And for what happened earlier, our conversation, where I told you, that I didn't know anything about jewelry, so I listened to the previous owner telling me the quality. If it wasn't for those clients that were coming back crying and upset with the quality that I told them because of the owner lying to me.
Right.
That inspired me to you know what? I'm going to educate my clientele and they're not going to get screwed.
There you go. Yep. All in love, all in the spirit of love. Man. Hey, David, man.
I gotta mention this.
What you get?
Your mother is the most amazing.
Oh, my mom, Miss May. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah, I
gotta mention your mom.
Okay, I appreciate that.
For over for 20 years, we would, our building put the Christmas tree together,
Mm-hmm.
and she would help out. And, I lost my mom over 24 years ago.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
When I would go downstairs to, like, fix the Christmas tree for the building, and your mom would be there,
Mm-hmm.
And she always, oh, I love you like a son. You're such a good kid, David.
Yep.
No, seriously, that means a lot to me, more than she probably imagined.
Wow, I appreciate it.
I don't have a mom anymore, but at Christmas time, she filled that void.
Oh man, you know what, David? I'll let her know that, man. Because you are special to her as well.
Well, she knows that.
Oh,
I tell her.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's
I believe that, which I know, you and your brother,
mm-hmm.
And your dad was an amazing man.
Oh, thank you.
And that's why you're such a good person.
Oh, thank you, David. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that so much, man. And hey, Dave, man, I appreciate having you on, man, because I've always admired you. I've always admired your stories. I've heard your stories. I've always admired your stories and what you do. And you put smiles on people's faces, and you do it all with that love and that personal touch. That's why I had to have you come on today, man. And David, man,
I appreciate it. When you told me, I felt honored.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I felt honored because I work really hard for people,
mm-hmm.
and they acknowledge it, but then some people just take it for granted.
Yes, absolutely. Nah. So now I acknowledge you, man. I give you your flowers while you're still here. You know what I mean? That's what I'm part, and that's what we do on Transition Tuesdays. And David and Rose too. Thank you for coming on, guys. I appreciate you guys. And keep loving on each other, man. It's been 2.5 years. You guys, have some fun with each other. Just enjoy these moments that you bring here, David.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, guys. Take care.
All right, my brother.
Okay. Take care now.
All right.
Bye-bye. All righty. That was my guy, David. Man, David Guzman, man. Good dude, man. Good guy, man. He does this. He's the jeweler to the stars, man, and he has a good heart about the guy. So I'm glad we talked about the jewelry business, putting smiles on people's faces, and that's what my man Dave does. That's what he does, man. He does a great job with that. So great having Dave Guzman on the show, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we were able and allow you to laugh, smile, and think during this broadcast, my good friends, you have accomplished something major today. So celebrate your victory. Celebrate your victory. As I play my theme music, my outro music, as I like to call it. There we go. Yes, sir. All righty. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, thank you for joining us today and watching Transition Tuesday each and every Tuesday. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I thank you guys for doing that. If you missed this show and past shows, go to our YouTube channel, Transition Tuesdays. And when you're on there, like and subscribe before you leave, okay? Make sure you do that, okay? And if you haven't been following me already, what's the deal? You still have an opportunity to. You can always follow me on Instagram. And my new handle is Russ Will Transitions. That's Russ Will Transitions with an S, okay? Follow me there on Instagram. And I want to give a major shout out once again to my special guest, David Guzman, for joining us today. Man, very enlightening in what he does. Passionate guy with a passionate heart and soul. That's why I was glad I was able to bring him to the table and to give him his flowers, man. A guy who's been doing this for over 3 decades. This guy's doing his thing. So shout out to you, my man David. Appreciate you for coming on today. And guest the Transition Tuesdays receive a candy gift pack courtesy of our sponsor, Sweet Candy Cafe, which is located in downtown Lumberton, North Carolina, and is the home of Southern Sweetness. So after the show, we're almost done here. So after the show, I want you guys to go on sweetcandycafe.com and partake in Candy Bliss, all right? So go on there and order your candy today, and that's at sweetcandycafe.com. All right, guys? So, one last thing. I'll be remiss. Oh, my cousin Jeanette, Jeanette Richardson. She's transitioning tomorrow. Oh man, you know, my heart, my soul, goes out to the Richardson family. You know, everybody involved. I wish I could be there. Unfortunately, we can't. But you know, I just wanted to acknowledge my cousin. You know, my great cousin Jeanette, and may she rest in peace. And you know, just shouting out to the Richardson family in Detroit. You know, my heart and soul goes out to you guys. My condolences. So, you know, I just wanted to express that before we head on out. So, ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, as we say in party, happy transitioning, and we'll talk to you soon. God bless everybody. Take care.